Hi, Scorpios. Welcome to Universal Guidance. It's time for What is X Thinking? So I have shuffled these cards very well. I'm going to shuffle them a few more times. It's going to be a two-part reading. The overall energy of this reading will be in the middle of the first part of the reading. So, Scorpios, one more shuffle. Yes. What are your X's thinking? The top line of this reading is your energy. The middle line is both of your energies, and the bottom line will be theirs. So the overall energy of this reading is the Judgment card. Being that's in the center of this first half, being the overall energy, you're both going through spiritual lessons, both of you. I'll read on. I'll see what else I can tell from this. But this is something that was meant to happen from your guardian angels and spirit guides. You were there to teach each other some sort of spiritual lesson. So let's read on. Wow. Up here in your highest energy, the Seven of Cups. So right now you're confused in love, Scorpio. You're like trying to figure out how to recognize a real cup of love when one comes along, because if it seems like you've been choosing the wrong cups. They all have something else in them. There's not enough room for love. So you're trying to analyze this, and you're taking a look at your choices in love and how you can make changes to that. Because whoever it was, your ex that was in your life, ran in and out. Male or female, they had this player type energy. They would come in with a wand of new beginnings and run out with a wand of passion, and they just do it. As long as you let them, they just do it over and over. So that is the energy that was in one of these cups. That was, like the last cup that you picked was the Knight of Wands. Excuse me. I have the Chariot up here in your highest energy, right next to the Knight of Wands. This is the card for Cancer. So Cancer might be strong in your chart, strong in somebody else's chart around this reading. But more importantly, the Chariot is about moving forward. And moving forward sometimes at a really fast pace. Feels like you're moving forward from that energy of the Knight of Wands. And the confusion in love. I mean, it's like you're done with it. Under the Seven of Cups is the Queen of Wands. Now, this is reading this in your energy. This is... So I said you're done with this confusion. I think you're figuring it out, is what you're doing, on how to that's probably your spiritual lesson right there, is how to recognize a true couple love when it comes along, as opposed to one that already has something in it, so there's no room for love. Male or female, this is possible fire energy. So that'd be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Might be strong in your chart, might be strong in someone else's chart around this reading. But what's most important is that wand, the staff of new beginnings. You're moving forward. Spring is in the air. There's a sunflower in this queen's hand. There's a cat down here. You are a passionate person, and you are ready for this new, fresh start, and you're going to be moving forward. And it feels like spring it feels like it's just pulling you along. And so you're ready to move forward. Fresh start, new beginning. I think you're figuring out your lesson. Yay! Because once those lessons are done, it just opens the door for so much more than what you've been in. So, on the other side of the Judgment card and under the Chariot is the Ten of Swords. In your energy, it's the pain that you felt from this relationship. It was hard to get moving forward, but you are. And the Ten of Swords, this is a lot of truth. It just stabs you right in the back. There's no 11. So these swords will start to drop off. And you will be moving forward because you are learning your spiritual lesson. And so I don't think you're going to choose another cup out there that has not enough room for love. Okay? Now we're in their energies. Under the Queen of Wands is the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords, having their sword. This is a card for Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, air signs. It's right under the Queen of Wands. Fire signs, you know, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. So yeah, they hold the staff of new beginnings too. But they speak the truth and they seek the truth. Now, gosh, they're in the same place you're in. You're in the same place because right next to the Queen of Swords, male or female, the Queen is asking and seeking the truth from the Queen of Cups, which is possible water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So they're learning the lesson from you, Scorpio. That's what they're doing. And their lesson is about love. Okay, they have all these questions. This is the only cup in the deck that has a lid on it and there's little windows around that cup. They're trying to get their questions by peeking through those little windows because it's full of answers. So they have a lot of questions about love. They have confusion in love just like you do. You're both going through the same lesson. You are there to teach each other something. This has become a burden for them. They're them looking at the truth, you know, about what they've been offering when they run in and out of people's lives and you know how they take I think it's how they take advantage of love. Seeking that truth, and I think they seeking it from themselves. They also have got some of it from you directly in this by asking you some, or you giving some truthful conversation, or them asking you some truth about this relationship. But mostly, I think this is them. And I think this is them taking a look at their actions towards love. Well, it became a burden for them. It's like a heavy weight. Love is a heavy weight. That's part of their problem. They need to lighten up. They need to lighten up and breathe, you know, when it comes to love. Don't just go along through life holding your breath, being afraid to love somebody, because I feel like that's where they were. This Ten of Wands is under the Ten of Swords. So they really feel this. This judgments, spiritual lessons are difficult. So they had to reach this point here of feeling the burden here in order to take a harder look at themselves. They need to take a hard look at themselves and how they treat love. Let's take out the second half of this reading. Scorpio's universe. What are their exes thinking? You are Scorpio right there. Wow. Huh. Interesting. Okay. King of Pentacles. This is in your highest energy. There you are, looking at that pentacle. This is possible earth energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Might be strong in your chart. Might be strong in their chart or someone around this reading. But mostly it's a male or female. And it's about the security and stability. There was no security and stability in this relationship. How can there be when they're just running in and out of your life? It's right next to the King of Cups. This is you, Scorpio. You have a huge cup of love, male or female. This is water energy. But, you know, you're now pulling back. You're pulling back that cup of love here for the right person who can offer that security and that stability in a relationship so that you're moving forward, pretty fast pace. You are bound by the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups energy. And it is an illusion, but this is a good illusion because I feel like this is the only way you're going to get what it is that's going to make you happy in love. So part of your judgment here is stick to your guns. You know, be stubborn, be trapped in what you desire from love, in your own thoughts. What you think will make you happy, just stay by it. Don't move out of that energy. You have that giant cup of love to share with somebody, but you really want to share it with someone who also has a pentacle, because you also have a pentacle to share. And if they don't, it won't work. Under the King of Pentacles is the Six of Cups, another soulmate card here. Oh, this is the only soulmate card. No, we got two. We got two here, but we haven't got to the other one yet. So, you might have known each other since childhood, you know, teenage years, or even before. It doesn't matter. You are soulmates. You've known each other in other lifetimes. That was the connection. So, you know, It is about the love. That's what's hard. That's what's heartbreaking, is giving up a connection, because you did have a connection. That's what pulled the two of you together. It's right next to the devil card, though. That connection became toxic. And it became toxic because they're running in and out of your life. Now, there also might have been a third party. There might have been someone else. Or something else, an addiction or something like that. But this is the card for Capricorn. So Capricorn, be strong in your chart or theirs someplace. But this toxic energy, even though they're a soulmate, can't deal with it. You can't have these two together and be happy. And it falls right under the King of Cups. So you have all this love to hand out, but you don't want to hand it towards this toxic energy you don't want in your life. So then we're on the other side of the devil card, the special connection that you really do have with this person, pulled you guys together, is the Four of Wands. Now the Four of Wands is a divine connection. It's very spiritual. 11. There's a union. This is a happy union of two people, not three, okay, and not an addiction or something toxic. This is two people with love and joy and just celebrating a union here. So, stick by your guns. For you to achieve this, hold out is what it's saying. And I think you've learned that. I think that's your judgment. Wait for someone to come along that has a big cup of love and a pentacle. All right? So you can have that Four of Wands. But this toxic energy here with this soulmate right here was not working. It was like, goodbye to the Four of Wands. That's just not happening because of the toxicity that came with this relationship. So under the Six of Cups, in their energy, is a Seven of Swords. Being sneaky. That's why I think there might have been a third party. Yeah, it's like they were taking those swords and running off with them. So they felt the connection, You just can't deny a soulmate connection. But they were hiding things. And that's what led to the breakup, to the Tower moment. And they know it because they know that they were hiding things. They know probably more than you know about what was going on in their life. So the Tower card, they're looking back at the Tower. They know that they caused it. This Tower is under this Devil card, this toxic energy. And it's also right next to the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is right under the Four of Wands. And so now we have the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Four of Wands. Guess what? I think they might be changing. I think they're in the process of going from the Knight of Wands to the King of Wands. They're starting to look at things in a different light. This is part of their spiritual lesson. This is what needed to happen for them. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to run right back in and try to rekindle this relationship and everything's going to be roses. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is because of this spiritual lesson you're both going through, they're changing from a player type energy into a more grounded energy with the staff of new beginnings and fresh starts. Now, I am not ruling out that they're not coming back, because this is the whole reading. But being that you have a wand, they have a wand. We have the King and Queen of Wands here. And right above the King, they realize they are not getting the Four of Wands with this energy going on. It's just not going to happen. So I think they're making changes. I don't think it's fast. I think it's something that this spiritual lesson is teaching them. And it's all because of the two of you. And you're learning how to recognize love and not just fall for a player, in your life any longer. So this was your reading. Thank you for watching Universal Guidance.